welcome back to what is going to be the last part of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. We finally reached the end here, at long last. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun. But let's see what we got here. We finally completed the blade album here, which does mean we have the Torna blades over here. So what we're going to be doing is showing off one by one. We'll start with Seva. We'll start with Seva's awakening, and once we've seen the awakening, then we'll view his heart-to-heart. So, let's start now.
It's Seva's turn to wreak untold havoc! They'll get slapped, got it?
There we go then, so now his heart-to-heart.
This is the life. The wind on your face, the air in your lungs. It feels like freedom. This kind of place makes you glad to be alive.
What are you saying? You talk like you aren't always free to do as you please.
I like Cressidus, by the way. He's like a big meaty boy. That's the best way of putting it. Loves meat.
Is something wrong with your eyes? Does this look like freedom to you? Following a group of brats and Nupon like a teacher on a school outing?
You do it because you like them, right?
Like them? I do it because I have no choice.
You seem to enjoy it anyway.
Maybe something is wrong with your eyes.
You're pretty talkative today, Seva.
You think? I suppose I'm just in a good mood. Talkative or not. I'm always keeping a watchful eye over everyone.
Good one. More like you're always wandering around, doing your own thing.
You've always got something to shout back at me, haven't you?
Ah!
I like Cressidus.
Why do you prefer being alone?
Alone is just easier. Nobody to burden you. Besides, the phrase lone wolf has something of a ring to it.
You're a blade, though. You can't just survive on your own like that.
You don't think I know that?
Do you feel like we're holding you back?
No. Not at all. No need to go cry about it. It's all fine. I don't have any particular objection to being around you.
Oh, well, thank you.
And I certainly don't feel held back. If anything, it's rather enjoyable. It's as Cressidus says, without a driver, I cannot continue living. I envy those who are able to live alone. That's all I meant. You don't need to concern yourselves over me. Got it?
You're a character, Seva.
Shut up, you. That counts as concerning yourself.
Fair point. Lone wolf. Well, there we go. There's no quest involved with these at all, by the way. None at all. This is why this is the final part. It's just heart-to-hearts and awakenings. So, let's view, as we've done that one there, let's view Cressidus' awakening. And we'll be back after that with his heart-to-heart.
In the red corner, heavyweight blade champion at 800 pounds. It's Cressidus! am the champion, my friend!
This guy's just standing on the heart-to-heart. How dare he?
Man, what a view. I like this boat.
Oh, I didn't know you were interested in Titan battleships, Mikhail.
I don't much care about the Titan part, but the tech element I find fascinating. Don't you get excited just looking at it? I just want to tinker with it all. Give me a hand, will you, Cressidas?
Yes, let me at it!
Are you in fact surprisingly dexterous?
Oh, absolutely. Cressidas is pretty damn skillful.
Sure am. Don't look it, do I? Well, when it comes to tiny screws for tiny nop-on hands, I admit I get furious sometimes. But anything else, and I'm your man.
And when it comes to the fiddly parts, that's where I step in.
I see. Mikhail takes care of the fine points while Cressidas focuses on the large. A good pairing.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, together we're unstoppable!
And obviously now we're gonna go view Mikhail's heart-to-heart. Yes, his heart-to-heart, because he doesn't have an awakening because you just pick him up at the bottom of the world tree once he's made his sacrifice in the story. So be right back. Here we go then with our heart-to-heart in Moradane.
Hey, baby. You're looking good. That smile's worth 1,000,000 G.
What? Are you talking to me? What a creep.
I do like that. What?
Ah, don't be like that. Although I kinda dig it when you call me names.
Leave me alone.
Ugh. You heard the lady. Cut it out, Mick.
What, Petrova? Why you gotta butt in on my moment of sweet bliss?
Sweet? Oh, please. She looked ready to barf.
You sweet, naive girl. She was just playing hard to get. Girls are cute like that.
There's no helping your sick brain anymore, is there? Did you come all this way just to bother innocent women?
But of course. What about it?
You actually admit to bothering them. Okay.
I've heard this store is popular with the ladies.
Oh, boy.
Now listen, this is an important part of my quest for self-improvement.
I do wonder why Zeke's here.
This? So, you're improving yourself to be an even bigger perv.
No, Petrova. You know what makes a good man? A little attention from a good woman. That's what.
Those ones aren't even giving you the time of day, though.
Yeah, she's literally gone.
Come on, driver, back me up here. You think I'm a good man, right?
Ooh. I didn't. You're. I've got to see the funny one, haven't I? I've got to see it. I've got to see it.
I'd have to say no.
What?
Saw it coming.
Driver, my driver! I trusted you, and yet you repay me with heartless words and wound my soul. Petrova, let me seek comfort in your tender embrace.
Like hell.
Don't you reject me too. You're basically the only one I have left here.
I told you to piss off.
Don't be so stubborn.
Who's being stubborn?
I see. You still think I'm joking, huh?
Nope, he's getting a bit more serious.
Well now, to prove how serious I am, I will do anything you ask of me. If you tell me not to pester other girls, I won't. And if you tell me to learn to eat sour pickled plums, well, I'll surely try. Come on, say it. Anything at all. My seriousness is on the line.
All right. Smash your core crystal up then, would you?
Harsh.
So harsh.
I thought you said you'd do anything.
That's a very literal reading.
Oh, and here I thought you were serious about me.
I'm sorry. I may have taken it too far.
So, you admit you were toying with me. As punishment, you'll be the party pack horse. That should give you time for self-improvement.
Come on, Petrova, please!
Yeah. It's a harsh reality of you being you, mate. Oh dear. Right, so, obviously, it's Petrova's awakening next.
I'm Petrova, so what? Oh, so very dull. I'll do it, but I don't like it.
And here's her heart-to-heart over in Vonset.
Hey, you've gathered a pretty good bunch of firewood there. We should be able to cook some pretty tasty rice with this.
Cook rice?
Well, yeah. That's why I asked you to gather firewood and find me a place for a campfire.
What are we cooking rice for?
What do you think it's for, genius? To eat, of course. Hey, Akos, you got everything ready?
Yes, I have the equipment, the spices, and the script right here.
Huh? Wait, is Akos doing the cooking? What about...
I'm here for the eating.
Whoops.
Right, of course you are. Why did I even ask?
There's no point expecting my sister to be able to cook. Outside of weapon collecting and tidying up, she has no skills whatsoever.
Shut up, you. Less mouthing off and more rice cooking.
Yes. Why must I be cursed with such a domineering sister? Though some would say that's her best quality.
Go on then.
So what? Are we eating just rice?
Good point. Rice on its own is hardly a proper meal.
Oh, Mithra. You're such a child sometimes. Akos, have you got the you-know-what?
But of course, right here.
Oh, yes! This is what I'm talking about. Pickled to perfection.
What are these things?
Pickled plums.
Pickled plums? So they're edible, are they?
They are a kind of fruit soaked over time in a saline solution.
What we do is we wrap them up in the sticky rice and make rice balls. When the rice is freshly cooked, they taste amazing.
Rice balls I've heard of. But are these shriveled things really edible?
Trust me, they're good. Want to try one?
Ew! It's all soft and squishy. Ugh! That's sour! Water! Get me some water, quick!
There's a lot falling from the sky.
What are these things? Are you sure they're meant to be edible? Are you trying to poison me?
No, they're not poisonous.
As it happens, they are rather healthy. They have antibacterial properties.
Am I really the only one who appreciates the finer tastes in life?
Debatable.
Freshly cooked rice balls with pickled plums under the open sky. What could be better? How about you, driver? You'll have one, right?
Maybe not. Right, so obviously, the next one we're going to be viewing is Akos.
The legendary Akos. Forever at your service. I have just the role for you.
Here we are then at the playhouse for Akos' heart-to-heart.
Alethra ruins are quite the stimulating location, wouldn't you agree? There could be no better place to perform one of my scripts. Though it is in a state of some disrepair, perhaps it needs a little fixing up.
Hey, Akos. How about you shut up and make dinner? Trust me, you'll be more used to everyone cooking than writing those vapid scripts of yours.
How terribly rude.
Go with that one. It seems more him.
Those scripts sound pretty interesting.
Thank goodness at least my driver possesses some measure of taste. I was actually just starting on a script starring you as the hero. But now, I think I will portray you yet more flatteringly than I had intended. You will be the finest of heroes, master of the pen and the sword alike.
Seriously? Have you forgotten who you're talking about here?
Petrova, I will depict you as a worthless glutton with a fondness for midday naps.
What? Hey, I'm not worthless. Sure, I procrastinate a bit sometimes, but I kick ass when it counts.
True, but we have an entire party of formidable fighters. Including a worthless layabout girl will add to the variety and make the story much more entertaining.
That's fine, but you don't have to model your worthless layabout girl after me.
I want to give you your chance to shine, my dear Petrova. It would be tragic if you were lost amongst the crowd.
Then give me a more shiny sort of role.
The role of worthless layabout glutton is not to your liking?
The role of worthless layabout glutton is to my extreme disliking.
I'd say it's like it's not exactly flattering.
I see. Then, Nia, I will give you the role of the worthless layabout glutton instead.
Oh, hell no.
Dear me, you're all so picky.
The literary life. Literary, you know the word. Right, so now let's work on both of their blades. So we need to work on Perdido first. Let's go with Perdido first.
My name is Perdido. You'd best remember it.
And here's a heart-to-heart in Garfont Village.
Tell me, good sir, is this the extent of your wares?
Sure is. What you see is what you get.
Alas, it seems the treasures I seek are nowhere to be found.
On another weapon shopping spree, Perdido?
That is hardly an accurate assessment. Unlike you, I am not in the habit of purchasing every weapon that I set eyes upon.
Hey, I have some standards too, you know.
You are too flighty, Petrova. At least try to give each weapon the attention it deserves.
Oh, shut up. I'm not the one with 4 arms and a weapon in each.
I like this one here.
Don't you use any projectiles?
Projectiles? They are the domain of my driver.
I don't think you're quite getting the point. You give your driver a projectile to use, then you don't use any yourself? What's up with that? It's your own weapon. Why don't you try using it?
It does not suit my style. As a warrior, I prefer to confront my foes directly, man to man.
Jeez, you're like a child sometimes. What do you even say to that?
That's so like you, Perdido. I can just see you locking eyes with the enemy in a clash of blades.
Ah, my driver. You understand me so well.
Seriously, though? I mean, what kind of fair fight is it when one guy has 4 arms anyway?
You may be right. But such physical advantages are not necessarily a guarantee of skill. Even 4 arms, if used ineffectively, can be no match for a single blade. And a true master of the warrior's arts can defeat multiple armed foes with his bare hands alone. It comes down to a question of how far one is willing to hone oneself. That is why the path of the warrior is so difficult, yet so rewarding.
Sounds right.
Oh, come on. You're just gonna go with that excuse? This guy is so against the rules.
Jack of all trades. And now for our final blade, a Brona.
Call my name and I appear, Abrona. The stage is set. Follow me to victory. This is awesome. So, who's my new driver then?
And here we are on the Isle of Urkon, for the final heart-to-heart we're going to see.
Oh my, such a wonderful place.
Yes, indeed. I must admit it's a dramatic scene. Looking at it is like a spur to my creative energy.
Akoth, you think you'll write another play?
Perhaps. Gazing out at a vista like this, it's like a churning sea of possibilities. I mean, for example, a story of a woman who took to the skies on wings of freedom.
Sounds way interesting. I want to hear more. Akoth, you must write that story. I can't bear it if you don't.
Abrona, it's easier said than done. Ideas need to crystallize a little first. But perhaps you could be my inspiration for this story.
Inspiration?
I mean, because you fly on wings of freedom. You're wild and untamable, and you've already got wings.
Oh, am I now?
Why don't you try flying a little for me now? Right here.
Yes, of course!
It's true that you're quite the free spirit.
Of course I am. I'm the very picture of freedom. Although, sometimes I wonder whether what I have is actually real freedom. I mean, a blade always shares the fate of their driver, right? Doesn't that mean we're kind of tied down by our drivers?
It's a damn good point.
You can hardly call that freedom.
Abrona, you surprise me.
What? How?
That's awfully insightful. It seems the genius of my story has inspired you in turn. I always thought that you were just fired by raw, unthinking desires and whimsical emotion.
Akoth, you're skating on thin ice.
Yeah, anybody's saying you're not that. It's good. Just let him get to the point.
I'm actually very thoughtful. Underneath. Like, say I've got some of my favorite Tantalese porridge here. And let's say Rex is about to eat it. My stomach says eat it, but my conscience says let my driver have it. Real freedom is being able to choose whether I sit back and let them eat it, or ask them to let me have some. And that choice is up to me, Abrona. So in a way, I'm the driver of me. Being able to choose, that's real freedom.
Yes, you can make choices, and those choices lead to consequences. All of that is under your control. Although, I have to say I can't picture you making either of those choices. If I was to bet on it, I'd have said you'd have punched your driver and taken all the grub for yourself. Would you really consider any other option?
Realistically, that probably is what I'd decide to go for.
But in the end, that just means you're being selfish.
Well, choosing to be selfish is a kind of freedom, too. Not being tied down by anything. Living for myself. Not doing anything nasty and boring. Only doing fun things. That's the sort of life I want.
Yes, yes! You're the ideal inspiration for my free-spirited heroine. This is going to be the greatest comedy of all time.
Well, that settled it. I'll keep doing whatever I want. Otherwise, Akoth's story would be ruined.
Be one hell of a story. Right, so that's us done.
It's a new day, everyone.
Time for some breakfast.
I'm so happy that was the last thing we had there. I'm so happy. It's just like, oh, of all the things to happen, that's the one thing I'm really actually going to take away from this game is it's a new day, everyone. So, well, I guess we'll see you in Xenoblade Chronicles X or in future with the Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So yes, that's it. We're done. Thank you very much for watching. Ta-ta for now. Ah, it's the wrong menu.